Well, it's day 3 of our coverage here at the Capital One Orange Bowl from Miami, Florida. We're here at Barry University, where the University of Oklahoma is practicing again today. Today it was Lincoln Riley and company that took to the podium to talk about what the offense is going to do this week against this Clemson defense. Now, Joey, you got a chance to sit down and kind of talk to these guys this morning. A lot of interesting things said. What was your take on all of it?
Yeah, I think what stood out to me was the fact that Clemson hasn't really been disguising, I don't think, what they're going to do. They're planning to bring heat and bring a lot of it. You heard some of the Clemson players talk about getting after Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield, in response to that, obviously he hadn't heard what they said, but he said also, hey, we've seen him on film. We expect him to bring a lot of pressure, and we'll be ready for it. And I think that's kind of, I don't know how that'll work out for Clemson. I think that's a risky strategy for Clemson to keep bringing the heat, especially with Oklahoma expecting it. So we'll see how that goes, but definitely Clemson's planning to bring a lot of blitzes in this game.
Well, Samaje Perine definitely spoke candidly this morning, talking about the differences between this year's team and last year's team. And on both sides of the ball, they're two completely different teams. Samaje Perine was asked about Clemson's defense, who was so successful a year ago at stopping this team. And once again, they're a very good defense, but Samaje Perine basically said this defense that OU is going to face is not as good as it was last year.
Well, and I don't think that's any disrespect to this defense this year, but look, that defense last year was loaded, and I think you address it. It needs to be talked about. Both of these teams are different on both sides of the ball. I mean, you look at that Oklahoma offense last year, and that's not the same offense that obviously Baker Mayfield, you've seen what he's been able to do for the Sooners this year, and so that's I don't think that was a disrespectful comment by Perine at all there.
Baker Mayfield also spoke about playing with an edge. Speaking of Baker Mayfield, talk to me about what OU is going to do in order to make sure that obviously this Deshaun Watson-Baker Mayfield matchup is huge. What does Baker do this week to keep that edge?
Well, he has that natural edge about him. I think we've all seen that this year, and he just carries an edge with him. He plays with a chip on his shoulder, and so that's a natural thing for him. I don't think he has to find that anywhere. And Ty Darlington talked about how OU is the 4 seed in this playoff field, and while they're favored in this game, they don't necessarily view it that way. And so that's where they get the edge for this game, is that they're the 4 seed, and they've come here with something to prove. And I truly believe that's the kind of performance you can expect to see.
Darlington said earlier this morning that the team has felt disrespected, not only this week, but all year. So it should be, once again, going to be a great matchup this week. We're going to have more coverage dropping at Orange Bowl Central here on OUinsider.com. For Joey Helmer and Trevor Rogers from Barry University here in Miami Gardens, Florida, this has been Insider Access on OUinsider.com.